Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper. And today I have some insights that I'd like to share in a metaphor to kind of help many of those out there with ADHD maybe kind of get a framework about how you think and what kind of life is about. I find that many of our viewers kind of like this type of stuff. And I like to describe as, have you ever done a jigsaw puzzle before? I know that I have. And when I'm putting together a puzzle, it's very difficult for me to put it together unless I see a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's over. Because I take a look at the picture and maybe it's a country scene and there's a fire truck and all the whites go part of the clouds and the greens might go for the grass or the trees and the red might go for the fire truck. So having that picture in my mind makes it a little bit easier for me to categorize the pieces in colors and then solve the jigsaw puzzle by doing a little bit of a trial and error process by putting it together. Notice is that when you're doing this, is for me the pieces all have to be out. I have to see them on this kind of trial and error basis. It's not like I could visualize them in my mind because I don't have the working memory for that. So in life, I like to describe, imagine if you will, is that you've got a pile of pieces in front of you and they're to 5 different puzzles. And there's one puzzle that you want to put together. And so you have all these pieces out there and your job is you pick up a piece and does this go to my puzzle or not? And again, I find many with ADHD, particularly if you're creative, is you have a piece and you don't know if it goes to your puzzle or not, but it might go to a future puzzle. So you have a tendency not to let it go. It could be a thought or an insight, a quote, it could be anything like that. Quite frankly, I have a lot of that stuff. I have like just puzzle pieces, if you will, of ideas on Attention Talk videos that I could do. But needless to say, is you have these pieces and it's difficult because sometimes if you're not really clear of what the picture of the puzzle that you're putting together, not only are you having to find the pieces, but you're having to filter pieces. Sometimes there's pieces in your pile that don't belong to this puzzle or any other puzzle that you're ever put together, but you don't know that until down the road. And so the idea here is you spread them all out visually and you try at them one at a time, trial and error as you put the thing together. Now, again, from a thinking perspective, realize is that you have all these pieces or you have all these ideas. Again, you don't know what they belong to. Sometimes you keep them because you think it might be a future puzzle. And the idea really here is sometimes there's lots of visual clutter in your world because you have lots of ideas or stuff that's out. And there's also the difficulty of putting that puzzle together, which could be a puzzle, it could be writing a paper, it could be doing a video. And how are you going to put those things together and sequence them? Quite honestly, it's a trial and error process. You try one piece, then you try another piece until the thing gets together. Sometimes that process can be very long. Many of those with ADHD, they'll get into it for a while and then they get frustrated and they leave it. But as you begin to picture or witness this, you can begin to understand is that ideas are like pieces and you have to put them together. And if you begin to look at your world and say, I've got these things out, you can better manage the pieces and you can begin to back up and say, what are the clues? Maybe I can start grabbing all the white ones together and be able to chunk this down into really smaller pieces. I've had a few posts recently about how my videos don't solve the problem, and I will admit that I don't give a lot of tactical type things because a lot of times I think you can come up with your own solutions if you have the right mindset and if you understand and you can see how your mind works. So this puzzle piece thing is something that I encourage you to use and explore, particularly the pile where you've got all kinds of pieces in your pile that might not necessarily go to the puzzle you're working on or a puzzle in the future. Again, something to think about. Hope this gives you pause to ponder. Please subscribe to our channel. We release a video once a week like this and sometimes with tips. And if you want to learn more about me, go to digcoaching.com. With that, we hope you've gained some insight from this video. Take care.